Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a new recipe for you guys. I've done this with meatballs. It's my first time doing it with chicken. It is basically just called Grape Jelly Chicken Thighs. So what you're going to need is some grape jelly. This is 2/3 cup, half cup of ketchup, some minced garlic and vinegar. And then I just have some frozen boneless, skinless chicken thighs right here. So really easy. What you're gonna do is you're going to just dump everything in the crock pot. So I have 2/3 cup grape jelly. I'm gonna dump that right in. And then I have half a cup ketchup. And I'm going to do the vinegar first. Calls for 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. It calls for 1/3 cup of minced garlic, minced dry garlic. So I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon. Basically I just stirred it up a little bit, kind of glazed it over the chicken. That's what it's looking like. So you can use frozen or thawed out chicken. I just didn't have time today to thaw out the chicken, so I'm just gonna set it on high for like the first hour until it's thawed out, and then I'm going to turn it to low. So I will come back to you when it is done, and I will show you what it looks like. Well, I'm going to show you how I make my cereal bars. So right now in this pan I just have a cup of corn syrup and a half cup of brown sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla heating up. I'm just going to bring this to a boil, and once it starts boiling, that's when I'm going to take it off the heat. I'm going to add 1 cup of peanut butter, any of your choice. And I just ran out of mixed nuts, so I found some peanuts in my pantry and I just kind of crushed them a little bit. And then I think I'm going to add some peanuts and some dried cranberries that I have. I was thinking about doing chocolate chips, but I decided I don't think I'm going to. It'll be too sweet. And the cereal I'm going to be using is this Cheerios Oat Crunch Cinnamon. I did Raisin Bran last time, that was pretty good. So it originally calls for, a cup of corn syrup and then a cup of sugar, but I'm doing a half cup because last time they seemed a little bit too sweet. So I'm just going to do a half cup of sugar. It's brown sugar, it calls for white sugar, but I like brown. And the reason why I'm doing corn syrup is because I don't have any honey. So, I could pretty much do the same thing with honey and sugar and peanut butter, or actually no sugar, just honey and peanut butter. But, this is my recipe, so I'm gonna let this come to a boil and I will show you what I do next. I'm gonna add this peanut butter now. Now I'm going to mix in the peanut butter until it's fully dissolved. So this is 6 cups of cereal right here for the recipe, and then this is all melted and incorporated together. I'm just going to dump it right in the cereal. I'm going to add these peanuts and a handful of these cranberries, maybe 2 handfuls. I'm just going to start stirring it together. So this is all stirred up. I added a little bit of rolled oats to it. I'm just going to dump it right in this parchment paper that's a pan lined with parchment paper. And then you're just going to press down. And that's what it'll look like when it's all nicely pressed down. And you're going to set this in the fridge and let it chill for at least 2 hours before we chop them up. This has been sitting in the fridge for 2 hours. It's all nice and chilled. And what's nice about the parchment is you can literally just slide it right out. So I'm going to chop this up in a little bit and show you the final product and how I store it. So this is what I ended up doing with the cereal bars. I just chopped them into little squares, and then I put them in a gallon-sized bag with parchment paper in between each layer so they don't stick together. And then this is actually a bag that I reused. So I labeled it on the back, cereal bars, and then the date I made them. So yeah, that's how I make my cereal bars, and I tried them and they are delicious. They actually taste really good with these kind of Cheerios, the cinnamon oat crunch ones. So that's how I make them. I hope you guys like it, and please try it out. I was able to break up the chicken after an hour, and then I also added a mixture. I had some frozen chopped up peppers and onions that I just added to it. So that's what it's looking like right now. It's only been an hour and a half since I put it in. And I will show you the finished product when it's done then. It has been 4 hours since I put this in, an hour on high and then 3 hours on low. And so the juices that came out of the chicken, it made the sauce a little bit liquidy. So what I'm gonna do is I have 2 tablespoons of flour mixed with a little bit of water right here, and I'm just gonna pour that in like it's like a little slurry I made. This is what I always do to thicken up my sauces. And then I'm just gonna give it a good little stir. So I'm going to let this cook on, I've turned it to high. I'm gonna let it cook on high for probably a good 30 minutes just to thicken up that sauce, and then I'll plate it up. Alright, so this is after 20 minutes. I let it sit on high, and I like the consistency, so I'm gonna keep it like this. So that's what the chicken and the sauce is looking like. It kind of reminds me of like an Asian dish, and it doesn't have like that deep purple red color anymore because of the chicken juices. So yeah, usually I do this with meatballs, and it's really good with meatballs. So I tried it with chicken. And I'm gonna serve it over some rice that I have cooking. Just a cup of rice with 2 cups of water. Added a little bit of chicken powder, and then sprinkle of salt and 2 tablespoons of butter. Got 12 minutes left on that, and I'll be able to plate it up real soon here. Here it is plated up. I think it looks real good. I tasted it and it's delicious. So I hope you give this recipe a try. Please check out my other videos if I haven't said so already. I just started my channel 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago. So I have a lot more cooking videos if you are interested in these. So please subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye.